Greetings, everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. Now, for today's Sunday dinner, I'm going to prepare brown stew pork along with rice and peas, steamed vegetable, and roast plantain. Yes, you heard correctly. Brown stew pork with the rice and peas, steamed vegetable, and roast plantain. Now, guys, this demonstration is worthwhile watching. I don't want to miss it, so stay tuned, and I'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so here in the bowl, I have approximately 3 pounds of pork. Now the pork was already cleaned up, cut into size, you know what I mean, and wash it lime juice and vinegar. So what I'm gonna do now is to add some garlic. Now this is 3 cloves of garlic, right? 3 cloves of garlic. Then I'm gonna add some pimento berries, right? Next on the agenda, I'm gonna add some blended jerk season. Yes, some blended jerk season. And this is just enhance the flavor, right? Now, as I said before, I'm not gonna do an over roast pork. I'm gonna do brown stew pork, right? So the jerk season here is just enhance the flavor of it, right? All right. Next on the agenda, I'm going to add my dash season. That's my dash season right here. And this one, this is the onion and garlic, right? So I'm just gonna add some of that in here as well. Now, I'm adding the season based on the amount of meat that I have in the container, right? Because that's how it is. You don't wanna limit on the season, and it does have a quality taste. So you wanna make sure that you ensure that you have as much season. So you're gonna add the season based on the amount of meat that you have in the bowl. Alright, so I'm gonna add some Maggi pepper season. You know, as I said before, you know, Maggi pepper season and dash are my two favorite seasons that I use. You know what I mean? Those are my favorite dry seasons actually that I use. Now, this is 3 pounds, so I'm adding the Maggi pepper season based on the amount of pork that I have here in the bowl, right? Alright, so I'm gonna go in now with my hands. So this is the moment of truth. So I'm gonna just mix and turn over, and just ensure that everything is cooperated. So y'all see what's going on, guys. Y'all see what's going on here in the bowl. This is nice cuts. As I said before, I'm doing some brown stew pork, you know what I mean? So it's not gonna be like the average size cuts, you know what I mean? These are some smaller cuts, and this is gonna be different. So just keep on tuning in and you'll see and how I get things done here in the kitchen, you know what I mean? I know most of you probably don't eat pork, you know, but I do. It's actually one of my favorites, to be honest. It's actually one of my favorites. You know what I mean? Now, when I'm done rubbing up all the seasoning with the pork, I'm gonna go in and give it a test try. I want to make sure, say, it is seasoned to my soul, right? And that's how I like to get it done. ensure it's properly seasoned to my salt. All right, yes, all right. Yes, pretty much okay. Now, what I'm gonna do is to rub it up some more, just rub it up some more, and then I'm gonna cover it and rest it on the fridge to marinate. Because I like to give my pork time to marinate, you know what I mean? So when I give it that day or two, you know what I mean, it allows it to absorb all that seasoning into the flesh, you know what I mean? So that's why I like to allow my chicken, meat, beef, fish, whatever, you know what I mean, to marinate properly. That way it will season to the bone. Yeah, man, something like, you know, when it's properly seasoned. Alright, alright, so as it is now, it's good to go. So I'm going to now cover it and rest it on the fridge. Alright. Now here's my freshly oxed and washed coconut. Now the coconut, as you can see, is still wet because I oxed it out and wash it. Alright, so I'm gonna cut it up, right? Now these are just the steps that I have to follow. You know what I mean? When they're gonna cut up the coconut, you have to make sure it's properly washed, right? Because then now you cannot thinking that, you know, because you works from a shell, so it's clean. No, you have to eventually wash it and you take it, you know what I mean? So these are just the steps I have to go through to get it clean, you know what I mean? By washing it and washing it properly, right? Now when do so, I'm using a small knife to cut it up, right? As you can see, the small knife, because a small knife works better than using a big knife, right? And I'm cutting up some small cuts, right? Yeah, it's cutting up into some small cuts. So here's the finished product. Coconut finished properly cut up and washed. So what I'm gonna do is to add it to the blender. So I'm gonna keep the blender now. Alright, so the coconut is now finished blend. So I'm gonna unplug it. Okay, no, safety comes first, right? Unplug it. Then I'm gonna remove the top from off the base, right? Then slide the base aside. Alright? And then I'm gonna extract it. So stay tuned. Alright, so here before me I have a small bowl. I have a small bowl, and with the small bowl, I'm going to extract the milk into it, right? So here I have my strainer, and I'm going to pour the milk slowly into the strainer like so. You know what I mean? And I am going to use a spoon just to add some tension to the milk. You strain the coconut inside the strainer, and so the milk can flow through easily. Because this is how you have to extract the milk out, right, from the coconut itself. Alright, so there you have it. That is the natural coconut milk right there. See? So what I'm gonna do is just place this aside until I'm ready to use it. Alright, I may probably rest it in the fridge until I'm ready for it. So stay tuned. Alright, so here I have my skillet, right? And I'm going to light it now, right? Alright, so skillet is lit. Alright, and I'm going to give it a few minutes to get hot, then I'm going to pour some oil in. Alright, so stay tuned. Alright, so I went ahead and poured the oil into the skillet. So it's already lit. Alright, so I'm allowing the oil to get hot. Alright, so when it gets the, that heating point, I'm gonna get my pork and start the frying. Alright, now the pork, I eventually take it out of the fridge and allow it to cool, because when the pork is in the fridge, right, for a day or two, it intends to get cold, right? It's really cold, so you want to take it out of the fridge and allow it to cool. Or should I say, come down to room temperature, and then I can begin the process of frying it. Alright, so just stay tuned until the oil gets extremely hot. Then I'm going to start frying the pork. Alright, so the skillet is now extremely hot, so I'm going to go ahead now and put them piece by piece, because that's oil, so you make it real quickly. I'm going to cover it and allow them to brown, right? Now I need my pork to be brown evenly on both sides, alright? And it may probably take at least, say, just first weekend, maybe 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes to be brown on one side. Alright, so let's keep on tuning. You got ready? Yeah? Alright, so it has been a few minutes already. So what I'm going to do is to check them, right? I can turn these. Can stay some more. I'm going on my side. Yeah, so you know you have to pay attention to what you're doing, right? Because then you don't want to allow them to burn. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that they're fried evenly, but not burn. You know what I mean? So as you can see, that's how I do it, right? So just keep on tuning, you know. You don't know it already, yeah. Alright, so I'm going to now remove a few pieces from the skillet, alright? Let me just make sure the oil, the water is drained out the cover. I'm just gonna remove these, alright? I'm assuming like when I fry even on both sides. Now I don't mean burning, I mean fry evenly on both sides. So as soon as we take out a piece, I'm gonna put a piece inside, right? So as somebody do it, you know what I mean? When piece come out, another piece has replaced. Alright? Let's see. Just checking to ensure, you know what I mean? Alright, so these can come out as well. And try some more. Maybe just put in at least 2 more pieces. So 2 more pieces are in. I'm going to now cover the skillet and allow them to fry. I'm going to increase the flame a little bit. Just kind of speed up the process. Now the thing about it is that you do not want to exceed the flame limit, you know what I mean? Because you don't want the pork to be burned before they cook. So you know what I do is just try to keep it on a level where you know that if you got something else to do in the kitchen, you can go ahead and do it while it's taking one time to fry. So guys, just stay tuned. You know what I mean? You know, I got ready. Yeah, it's a boy in the kitchen cooking up my Sunday dinner. Alright, so while the pork is actually frying, I'm gonna be working on the peas, right? Yeah, man. I'm gonna work on the peas, alright? But the coconut I've already blended and extracted from earlier. So I'm gonna work on the peas now. Just stay tuned. Alright, so I'm gonna remove the rest now. Okay, this piece can be removed. A little bit piece of yeah. Let's check this. Alright, this can be turned. Turn this one too. Now, as we remove, as I say, I'm gonna replace, right? So I'm gonna replace that piece to the skillet. Okay, when the action keep flowing, you know, action keep flowing, you know what I mean? So as you take out the pork, you want to replace with some more, so you want to keep the pork them frying. You don't want the fire to get sleep up, right? This more can fit right here. Piece right here. I'm going to cover it and allow the rest of the container to fry until I'm ready to take them out. So just stay tuned. remove the balance. And as soon as I remove those, I'm going to put these in. As I said before, as soon as I normally remove the pork that I've fried already, I just replace it with some more, you know what I mean? So I place them in there and allow it to fry as well. Alright, so the peas is now cooked. So what I'm gonna do is to pour now the coconut milk, right? Now as I pour in the coconut milk, I'm gonna allow it to boil for approximately 17 minutes, alright? 17 minutes. 17 minutes. Alright. Now when it boils for 17 minutes, then I'm gonna get my seasonings. That would have been my scallion, thyme, and the scotch pepper with a dash of salt. Alright. So just keep on tuning and you'll see and how I get it done. Alright, so I'm gonna remove now some pieces of pork from the skillet. I'm not removing everything, just a few pieces that can be removed. The rest can stay until it's finished. Alright, so the coconut milk has reached the boiling point, which is, as we said before, 17 minutes, alright? So if you notice it boils until it has custard, right? See that custard look? And that's how I like to boil my coconut milk. Until it's custardy, you know what I mean? So what I'm gonna do next is to season the pot, right? So I'm gonna season the pot. Now by doing so, I'm going to add my scotch pepper, thyme, and my scallions, alright? Now with that, I'll be adding some salt. So I'm going to add approximately 1 teaspoon salt. That's 1 teaspoon salt. Nothing less, nothing more. Then I'm gonna give it at least 4 or 5 more minutes, just to allow the seasoning to boil the coconut milk. You know what I mean? Allow the seasoning to boil with the coconut milk. So I'm gonna give it 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to add the rice. All right, so stay tuned. All right, so as you can see now, it's still boiling. Now the thing about it, guys, I say, is when you cook your coconut milk or boil coconut milk, you want to make sure that you half mask the cover, right? Don't cover it fully. If you cover it fully, what's gonna happen is that it's gonna boil over on the stove. We don't want that, right? So you try for though is just to keep it half masked. That way you won't have the coconut milk boiling over on the stove, alright? Because if you do, it's gonna be messy. Trust me, it's gonna be messy. Right? Now I'm gonna add the rice. Now the rice was picked and washed. I'm gonna add it now. Alright. So after adding the rice, I'm gonna give it a stir, right? Now with the stir, I'm giving it this to ensure that the peas and the rice is combined. So you don't wanna have too much of the peas in one area. So you wanna give it a good stir, you know what I mean, to prevent any lumps and allow the peas and the rice to combine. As I mean, you won't have too much peas in one area, you know what I mean? You don't want that, right? Like when you mix up, yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna cover the pot and allow it to come back to a boil. You know what I mean? That's what I think so. Now, when it comes back to a boil, it depends, right? If it's a case that you can turn your flame down if you want to, or if not, what you can do is just half mass cover and just allow some of the steam to come out, because then now you don't want to cover it and allow it to boil and boil over again. You know what I mean? Even though there's rice in the pot, be mindful, right? You have to be careful on what you do, right? I just say things, yeah? So I'm gonna cover it fully now and allow it to come back to a boil. And I'm observing it to see if it will boil over. If not, I'll just allow it to remain as it is. Alright? So stay tuned. Now within the pot before me here, what I did was to add some of the same oil that I used to fry the pork in. I place some into the pot below, you know what I mean? And then I'm gonna add the porks in. Remember now, I'm preparing some brown stew pork, you know what I mean? So you don't know, using the same oil to cook it up, you know what I mean? It's not an ordeal, you know what I mean? Alright, so I'm gonna get some water in the same container here and just rinse it out a little and add it to it. Alright. So I'm going to cover the pot now and allow it to come to a boil. And when it comes to a boil, it knows say start ready to cook, you know what I mean? So that's just the procedure, you know what I mean? Yeah, real. Because the good thing about it is that I was going to use a cooker, you know what I mean, a pressure cooker, but I intended not to because the pork doesn't seem that tough. So that's why I may fry it, you know what I mean? But I should say I brown it, because you don't fry it or brown it. I see something, you know what I mean? It's just how we say it. So after browning the pork, you know what I mean, I'm gonna cook it for a few minutes, right? Yeah, until it gets a little tender. Then I'm gonna add some vegetables and my seasoning, you know what I mean? And then I'm gonna add a little more, I'm gonna add some ketchup to it and so forth. So let's stay tuned, you'll see exactly and how I get it done. Alright, so while the pork is coming to a boil, you know what I mean? Because you know it has to come to a boil, right? So while the pork is coming to a boil, here's coconut milk boiling down, you know what I mean? Yeah. Now the thing about it is that I don't have to use my spoon. I just hold the pot and just shake it, you know what I mean, and get them kneaded. Alright, so as you can see, it's boiling down. So what you want to do is to reduce the flame. When I reduce the flame, it won't make it burn, right? If you reduce the flame, it'll steam the rice. And that's just my method. So reducing the flame is the best way to go about it. Alright? Alright, so the pork is now tender. So what I'm gonna do is to give it a shake like so. You know what I mean? I don't have to stir it, just give it a shake. Just give it a shake. And then I'm gonna add my vegetable. That's some carrots. That's some carrots I'm adding. Yeah, so I'm just adding in some carrots, guys. Adding some vegetables, you know what I mean? I don't know things set already, yeah? Yeah, man, I love vegetables. Alright? Now, after adding the vegetable, I'm gonna give it a shake again, you know what I mean? Just give it a nice shake. Alright. I'm gonna cover the pot and allow it to go and cook down, you know what I mean? Because you know the vegetables are said. I will put tenderness to it, you know what I mean, right? And after do so, I'm gonna add the seasonings, a little ketchup, a little browning. Alright, so just keep on tuning and you'll see what really I go on in the kitchen, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead now add my seasonings. I'm gonna go ahead and add my seasonings. Give it a good stir. Alright. Now I'm gonna allow it to continue to cook for the next couple of minutes, and then I'm gonna add some ketchup to it. So stay tuned. Alright guys, as you can see, pure niceness I go on in my pot there, guys. As you can see. I'm gonna bring it close so you can see. Bone stew pork. See it there. You love the settings. Alright, so I'm gonna turn the flame off in the next 5 minutes, alright? So just keep on tuning and you will see exactly how it turns out. Alright, so see the guys. Rice and peas. Properly cooked and ready to eat. Check the level, let's see that. Alright guys, so see that. This is the moment of truth. Here is my brown stew pork. You know, I've always done old nose pork, but this time around I decided to make an assumption, you know what I mean? So I done some brown stew pork, and it smells nice, you know, guys. I can't wait to dive into it. Trust me. But just stay tuned, you will see the grand finale. Guys, I take great pleasure to share with you what I prepare in my kitchen. So if you have made it this far watching my video, thank you for watching.